Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As I've been discussing, going on, seems like, well, going all the way back to like April, maybe May of 2021, and even further back, the sort of notion of a balance, analyzing the balance between folks' concerns over public health and the economy. Because up to this point, and I've gone into this, I don't really want this video to be sort of an overall critique of everything, but, to this point, I haven't seen a lot of data to show that the lockdowns and all of these extreme measures have done very much to alleviate the overall problem or to mitigate it really in any way. And I'm happy to stand corrected. In the comments below, if somebody can generate data that proves me wrong, I'm happy. Not so much proves me wrong. I'm not making the assertion of anything. I'm just saying I haven't seen any data that seems to indicate that all of this, these lockdowns, this prolonged evisceration of the economy, all of these interferences with people's day-to-day lives, I haven't seen any data that suggests it's had any impact, positive or negative or anything. And again, I'm happy to stand corrected. If somebody has data, put it in the comments. I'm happy to look at it, and if I'm wrong or if I'm ignorant, I'm happy to state that I was. But I haven't seen anything. I like to think I kind of keep up with this. Meanwhile, what we do know has happened, unequivocally what we know, is this has had a tremendously negative impact on the economy. I mean, we've cited in another video on this channel, multiple other videos on this channel, the Bangkok Post noting that tourism went from some 20% of GDP all the way down to 1.6 something percent. It was basically 1% and change of overall GDP. I mean, that's a huge number in terms of the relative effects of that within the overall economy. I mean, the knock-on impact of that, the ripples that causes, is pretty staggering. So, we've been talking about this, kind of hoping that folks kind of look at, especially in a policy level, kind of look at this more, trying to balance things. And some good news seems to be coming up on this front from the Thai Examiner. That's thaiexaminer.com. Article is titled, PM Orders a Reevaluation of the Balance Between Public Health and Economy as Omicron Fears Ease. And quoting directly, there were strong indications this week that the foreign tourism industry may see some relief in the coming weeks, with a review being ordered by the Prime Minister and a commitment to reevaluate the balance between the economy and public health as the threat from Omicron virus strain of COVID-19 appears to be diminishing. And, I really hope that's the case. I really hope we look at this and people really have a look and realize, look, losing 20% of GDP, I think I remember reading once that for every, and this was it was actually, I think in the film The Big Short, I think Brad Pitt says it at one point, and he basically says, and I'm saying this off the top of my head, but I think he says, for every 1% decrease in the American GDP, there's like 100,000 deaths. I could be wrong in the numbers on that, but he definitely says 1% decrease in GDP, there's X number of deaths. And he's not saying it's causing it. He's saying that there's sort of a correlation, between, when you lose GDP, it has an impact on people's lives, people's ability to take care of themselves, their livelihoods, and we've seen it. We've seen a lot of economic devastation caused by these responses, by these initiatives that have effectively made certain aspects of the economy rather moribund. And so hopefully by a reassessment, a sort of understanding, looking at this from the big picture, this balance, hopefully we'll see things improve sooner rather than later.